Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the NXT Great American Bash Predict the Outcome show here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We get to the matches, the rundowns, match previews, and predictions for this year's Great American Bash. There are 6 matches, including this the NXT Championship match right here. Oba Femi defends the championship against Imaro coming up as well. And plus, the match that I'm looking forward to seeing, the tag team match between Fatal Attractions, Fallon Henry and the other girl versus the debut of Blake Monroe and the number one contender for the women's championship, Jordan Gray. We get the NXT Great American Bash Predict the Outcome special right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Great American Bash NXT Predict the Outcome. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the NXT Great American Bash Predict the Outcome special. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the thing here for the NXT Great American Bash Predict the Outcome special. Let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get things started with this match right here. This match might be the first match of the night. Devon Evans taking on LFG champion Jasper Troy. Now this all got started back when Javon was minding his own business until Jasper Troy came out of nowhere, and Jasper Troy decided to attack Javon and leaving Javon laid out. Javon wants his revenge, and knowing Javon Evans, he's gonna try to get his revenge one way or another. And that's one thing about Javon Evans. He's gonna get his crack tonight. Can you just see if he'll do so tonight? That's the question. But Jasper Troy has been a thorn in Javon's side quite lately, and Jasper Troy will take on Javon Evans one-on-one. We'll see that match coming up tonight. But that's what it was all about tonight. You see right here, the prior this past week on NXT, Javon took a serious hit to Jasper Evans, and Jasper Evans looking to make a statement. Jasper Evans was the number one contender for the NXT Championship. He lost, and now he wants to be a bully, and he'll put his bullying tactics tonight against Javon. Look for probably Javon to lose tonight to Jasper. Jasper getting that win to make up for his loss against Javon. And we'll see if that's going to be the case for him. So look for Jasper Troy to win tonight, being so angry, so frustrated. I'm not winning the NXT Championship, that he's going to take his frustrations out on Javon Evans. That's going to be probably one of the matches of the night we might see tonight on forward. Speaking of that, the TNA Championship won't be online, but there'll be a contract signing at the Great American Bash between these 3 men. TNA champion Trick Williams, enjoying his fruits of his labor, will defend the championship against Joe Hendry and Santana at Slammiversary. They just wanted to add some star power, and I think that's what they wanted to do. And the star power indeed that Trick Williams defeated Joe Hendry on the previous PLE on NXT to get the win. Trick Williams riding high as NXT champion, and Trick Willie now not NXT champion but TNA champ. And Trick Willie might get them the star power, the exposure they need with the NXT and WWE partnership in TNA. And Joe Hendry, I believe that once his TNA contract over with, he's going straight to WWE. No question about it. We know a couple of weeks ago, Joe Hendry teamed up with Santana to take on Wes Lee. Well, the match that was, but I think Wes Lee really didn't know what to expect from the former TNA champion after he was insulted and taunted by the current TNA champion Trick Williams. Joe Hendry wants that championship back to bring it home back to TNA. That's the question, but Joe Hendry's going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to bring that championship back one way or another. We'll see. But Joe Henry taking that modified choke slam to get the win. But Joe Henry's focus is to become TNA champion once again. But see that Santana, Joe Henry right there with that smile. And we also see Santana right here that wants to become TNA champion, bring it home. One of these two men wants to bring it home to TNA, and I think we'll see who wants to bring it the most between these two men. But Joe Henry had his run day with him, but we know that there will be a contract signing coming up, and looking forward to seeing the contract signing coming up. But also was in action as well. Joe Henry, you see right here, Trick Williams aligned himself with Wes Lee and his goons to take down Joe Henry and Santana, send the message of what they're going to be going through. The World Championship signature contract signing will happen this week. Like I said, it's going to be like any other contract signing. You know, there's got to be a brawl between them and stuff, and how that's going to adversely affect on this past week NXT that we saw that really Trick Williams got his group and got his group well and established. So, but Trick Williams could be the master, if you know what I mean. Probably it's going to be some chaos. It just won't be chaos without the contract signing. And we saw that with Trick Williams taking down Santana and Trick Williams taking down Joe Henry as well. So it's going to be something to imagination between these contract signings and how these contract signings will go. So look forward to see somebody get put through a table eventually. We don't know who, but probably be Trick Williams since Joe Henry and Santana going to have to get their receipt on Trick Williams down the road. So we'll see how that's going to go coming up. Well, speaking of that, Soa Ruka defends the NXT North American Women's Championship against Izzy Dane. Izzy Dane and Soa Ruka will battle for the NXT Women's North American Championship. This championship means much more. Izzy Dane practicing herself and preparing herself for what to expect. Izzy looking forward to the challenge right here. She wants to impress Sean Spears and put herself on the map. Izzy Dane looks like she'll be getting the nod to perhaps to take down Sola Roca. She even got the general manager to approve it that she had got a shot at the North American Championship. Could Izzy Dane be right here victorious over Sola Roca? Only time will tell. But who knows? I would probably say Izzy Dane will probably win the North American Women's Championship, and they'll cause friction between Sola Ruka and Zaria moving forward. So look for Izzy Dane to win that match, and Izzy Dane in the upper hand over Sola Ruka to take her down, and Sola Ruka's been kind of flat as of late. That we'll see how that's going to go between them down the road. Another match I'm looking forward to seeing, I think probably the match of the night. Ethan Page going wrestling Ricky Saints for the North American Championship as well, the men's North American Championship. So both North American women's and men's will be online. The men's championship will be Falls Count Anywhere. This was already discussed this past week when Ricky Saints defeated a couple of weeks ago to earn this opportunity against Ethan Page. Sorry, folks. Against Ethan Page. Ricky Saints made it clear this past Tuesday on NXT that he wants to do a different match. He wants a Falls Count Anywhere match. I don't think Ethan Page was not impressed. You can see right here, Ricky Saints looking right at Ethan Page to give him what their match was going to be. And you tell right here the reaction of Ethan Page. Ethan Page looked like he was mortified to even think that way and how all that was going to be for him. And you tell right here, look at Ethan Page's reaction right here. He looked like he was cringe worthy. It was sort of like he didn't want this to happen the way it gonna happen, and he wanted something different, but it just won't be that way. Ricky Saints made put the match on. So for the North American Championship, it is falls count anywhere between these men, and I don't know who's gonna win this match. I think probably Ethan Page will probably win this match. He'll probably cheat to retain his championship, knowing Ethan Page, and then Ricky Saints gonna be looking right here, boo face that he couldn't win the big one, couldn't get the job done as well. So Ricky Saints gonna have to really prove himself and really gonna put a lot of effort to defeat this man right here, Ethan Page, in order to win the North American Championship. So we'll see how that's gonna go for him. All right, we move on to this right here, another match right here that we're looking forward to seeing right here. The tag team match, Fallon Henry and that other girl, I forgot her name. I'm sorry, but we know JC James gonna defend her championship the next day on the Evolution. So look forward to seeing that the Evolution predict the outcome coming your way tomorrow on Pro Wrestling Show for the special as well. But Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace, the number one contender for the women's championship. Jordan Grace gives herself a shot, gives herself really, she's gonna be working, pulling double duty throughout the whole 2 nights and stuff. Well, Ava made it official a couple weeks ago that Fatal Influence will have to go against this new team of Blake Monroe and Jordan. Blake Monroe and Jordan gonna really have to put their efforts to the work in that match to for real. You can tell right here, Blake and Jordan, unlikely pairing, but they're gonna have to team up together to make sure they're gonna have to defeat this Fatal Influence to get themselves ready. Well, this past Tuesday on NXT, Blake Jordan was getting ready, training for her match until Blake Monroe said that, hey, we need to kind of do some R&R. I guess they want to get to know each other, and you know how they give girls having their spa day treatment and all that stuff. You know how they be. But before they get ready for the match, so I'm basically gonna tell you that this is no brainer right here. These two girls who are going to probably be the faces of NXT for right now after Stephanie left, after Julia left. Well, it was like quick in the moment, but I guess you move on. You think someone's ready, they're ready. But Blake Monroe stepping in as well as Jordan stepping in. Now we got two new faces battling out to probably defeat JC James, but they got to go through JC James' team in order to get it done. So look forward to see Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace to win the match over Fatal Influence and take Fatal Influence off the rant for them not to win the NXT, you know, not being the Star Wars, being the next stars of the NXT in the women's division between Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace. So look for Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace to get the victory over JC Jane and not JC Jane, but JC James group. We'll say that as well coming forward. All right, we get to the main event. The main event, the Great American Bash, will probably be this match right here. Oba Femi taking on Amara for the NXT Championship. Amara getting his shot at the NXT Championship. Amara won a battle royal to earn himself an opportunity to win. Amara won, and Amara getting the shot of a lifetime to become NXT champion. And Amara, with this opportunity, he won't miss. I can tell you that Amara has this opportunity of a lifetime to win the NXT championship. You can tell right here, Oba Femi looking proud, looking congratulation proud that he'll get a challenger. I think Oba's kind of lacking opponents and not opponents that kind of suit his style and stuff. So I wish WWE or Shawn Michaels gives Oba a good, decent run with the championship and stuff. So who knows? But Oba Femi set to defend the NXT championship against Amara. And you see Amara is going to be having his work cut for him. They did a lot of face to face this past week on NXT, as you see right here. That Oba Femi saying that Amoro's not ready for the challenge that's await him. And he might be right. He might be right that the challenge may not be awaiting him. That he's gonna have to really set and start to get himself together coming up. But we'll see. But a lot of well wishes for Amara as well. You can tell right here, Lord Superstar Amara. Good luck in your NXT title match. So we're seeing a lot, but no question about it. Oba Femi has this match down pat. Oba Femi is going to retain his championship. No question about it. That's just it. When you look at it and when you get real close to it, he's going to have to really have some real strong challenges coming up. Oba Femi, or they just could have just turned him heel and had him be a heel champion and had he got a lot of baby faces and stuff. Who knows? You may do a double turn, but Oba Femi, they're kind of floundering a little bit, but he needs to be a heel like he was before. So I like that with Oba Femi. He's a baby face, but I prefer him being a heel. So that's just here nor there for Oba Femi. Oba Femi is going to retain his championship the way he did, and we'll see if there be some more programs. But I rather prefer him being a heel. He's more suited to be a heel than a babyface. I think it'll be best for him down the road, but who knows? All right. I said all my predictions here on the Pro Wrestling Show for the Great American Bash. Great American Bash come your way to in Atlanta, Georgia, then Saturday night main event, along with that following night, as well as All In, and then the next day, Evolution. So 6 matches, 4 championship matches, couple of grudge match, 2 grudge matches, all of them grudge matches, couple of them, but we got through it with the predicted outcome. So for me being Kendrick Dix saying so long, we'll have a special NXT Great American Bash review, reviewing the matches. Did my predictions come true or not? We will have to wait and see about it. So for me being Kendrick Dix saying so long, we'll see you at the matches.